Okay, so you're not even kidding. These balloons.
They taste awful.
Oh my God, these balloons taste awful.
Hinges Creek is on YouTube, and Hinges Creek is on YouTube, and Hinges Creek is on YouTube, and Hinges Creek. Ho, ho, ho! Hinges Creek is on YouTube, and Hinges Creek is on YouTube, and Hinges Creek is on YouTube, and Hinges Creek.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the next episode of When Hinges Creek is on YouTube. Hey, hey, hey. So, just doing a quick intro. I'm sitting outside my house here, and wanted to apologize for not having any videos out sooner. We've had a couple of relatively big projects we've had to get wrapped up, and I managed to hurt myself a little earlier this week, and that kind of, but sorry, still sore. Little crimp and everything we've got going on. But when Aaron was in town, he came in for a birthday party, and we were just blowing up balloons. And I was like, this may be the only 12-minute chunk of time that I've got to really sit and chat with him. So I was like, you know what? I think what he does is kind of interesting. So we're going to be doing a very informal, badly shot, poorly edited, just one take interview about what Aaron's life is like on the road with Menopause the Musical. Enjoy.
R.I.P. to your mouth, indeed. So, all right, everybody. This is going to be a very, very informal interview today. One of the things I want to do on the channel is I want to talk with other people who work in entertainment, work in the haunt industry, and all that kind of stuff. Hey, in the kitchen?
What?
Don't say anything that can't go on YouTube in the kitchen. So, one of the things I wanted to do was interview people who do this for real, not necessarily famous performers or anything of that ilk, but the lowly people at the very bottom of the totem pole, just barely scraping by, who are somehow clinging to, people who work very hard at this industry. Here to my left is Aaron Gibson, who is in town from being on tour. And Aaron has worked at Reindeer Manor with us now for what, a decade?
No, it's less than that. I came in 2014, so we're at year 8.
Okay, so it's been a little
Year
while.
9?
He
I
does
mean,
a
we're
lot of
almost at a
the
decade.
parades. He's part of the sales staff for When Hinges Creek, so you've probably seen him at Transworld if you've ever been by our booth before. But what a lot of y'all may not realize is that Aaron, well, I'll let you tell him what you do.
Okay, cool. So, like you said, I'm home from tour for the moment. I did my first Broadway tour in the fall with the Buddy Holly story. I jumped straight off of that, and I'm currently on the road with Menopause the Musical. I promise you, it's hilarious. If it's coming to a town near you, go see it. Get your tickets though, because we sell out and things like that. So yeah, I'm on tour with Menopause. I got the weekend off to come do this great birthday party. As you notice, I'm blowing balloons up. You'll watch me struggle with that throughout this whole video, probably.
I'll take your video.
So yeah, I've been doing theater for the better part of my life. Didn't really know what I wanted to do with it, kind of things. Got into the technical side of it, and that's what I do with it. I am the lighting director for Menopause the Musical. I do all of the lighting, the load-ins, the load-outs, the working with locals, getting the board together, making sure the show looks good when you all come see it. So yeah, that's the extent of that.
A lot of people assume that if you want to work as a professional in any kind of entertainment, that you have to be the one that's on the stage that everybody's focusing on. And the reality is for every one of those people, there is a handful of others, depending on the side of the production, who do this professionally, who do this for a living, who aren't necessarily anybody that you see actually perform, but certainly still very important. And this is one of the things I've said in my previous videos, is it's important anytime an opportunity comes up to go for it. Aaron had called this last summer and was like, "Hey, there's this Buddy Holly tour. If I may audition for it, or at least give my resume and see how it goes. But I would miss haunt season. But I probably won't get it anyway." And it's like, well, dude, you have to. You have to. You just have to. I mean, the haunted house will always be there, and we'll always find ways to work around it. But
Yeah. Like he had said though, like
but you got it.
Yeah, I did, and not just being like he had said, like not just being on the stage aspect of it. Like when I was in college, like that's what they taught you is they're like, you got to be an actor, you got to do this and all that. It's like I'm gonna be honest, and if I can give anybody watching this a piece of advice, don't listen to that. And the tech's where the money's at, man. Yeah, because tech is guaranteed work almost these days. There's not a whole lot. There's a huge pool of actors out there. Not a whole lot of technicians that just want to go on the road or work locally or anything like that. So, yeah.
Probably the one aspect of this that I had never really given a lot of thought to. I assumed that if you committed to do a tour of any sort, obviously you're going to, and obviously any production is going to be very different, but you've managed to maintain some degree of flexibility in your schedule and the ability to say things like, I can't work this week, I'm going to be in St. Louis, I can't work this weekend, I got this birthday.
That's what, so like with Buddy, I felt like with Buddy being my first tour, I wasn't able to use those kind of negotiation tactics of things of like, this is what I want to do, and I don't want to be here this day and stuff. And it actually worked out though. I did miss 90% of haunt season. I was able to be there one weekend. So I can at least still say I haunted last year. But with this menopause tour, I was able to actually like, hey, this is a conflict, this is a conflict, this is a conflict, and this is a conflict. And they were like, cool, we'll get it taken care of. I flew home yesterday, which was Friday, and my person taking over, she flew in yesterday afternoon, and she's doing the show tonight, which is Saturday, and then tomorrow, and then she flies back out Monday, and I go back to tour on Monday. So there is flexibility in it. Don't ever let them tell you, like, nope, you're just going to be on the road for 18 months. Like, no, you get to go home, things like that. Like, you can still have a life. I mean, as much of a life as you want, I guess.
The thing that we've noticed is he's gotten to see huge parts of the country that might not otherwise have gotten to see. And obviously, I know you've stayed in some terrible hotels and had a lot of bad drives, and you've worked a lot of bad venues and worked with a lot of bad crews. But at the same time, I mean,
I am getting to see.
Well, those beautiful theaters.
Oh, there's.
Oh my God!
Man,
So many gorgeous
you
theaters.
you see theaters in Dallas and things like that. And you're like, oh, look at all the money that goes into this. And man, we were just in some theaters out in Ohio and Rhode Island and Maine and things like that. That they still have the original seats from 1924 in them, all the way at the top, because they were like, we need to just keep some of it still in here. And it's like, that's amazing, because in Dallas they just got it and they're like, moving on. So, but yeah.
Okay, so you're not even kidding. These balloons.
They taste awful.
Oh my God, these balloons taste awful. I don't know what the hell they're made out of. I don't know. These
It does say, the print latex balloons may smell of ink when arrived. Please air them outside in advance for half a day, then the smell would dissipate.
Oops.
Or dissipate.
No, we're gonna
Okay,
go with
so
this
that,
happy
so
end.
that right there, it shows you that you don't have to be smart to go on tour. You don't have to be good with words. As long as you can do your job, like Alex said though, the driving and stuff. So all tours are different. Some you'll hear them called like the bus and truck tours. Those are your like big Broadway shows of like they ride on sleeper buses and things like that. We have a cast of 4. We have a crew of 5. We all ride in minivans. We drive ourselves from venue to venue, city to city, sometimes overnight, sometimes through snow, rain, everything. Like, we got to get to the next city. What else? Cool thing about Menopause, the musical, is it's been a show since 2004. It's been touring for like 20 years or something. And they've never canceled a show for any reason. They have so many people, like ladies, that can come in and fill these different tracks on these roles. that if somebody has a conflict, they just bring another one in. I think currently I'm on my 4th set of ladies. There's a couple that have been in and out and things like that. But yeah, we're on our 4th set since January.
And one of them, she was somebody of like note, right?
So I found out that one of the ladies that does this is a lady the name of Megan Kavanaugh, who, if you've seen League of Their Own, she was Martha Hooch. She was in Robin Hood Men in Tights as Brimhilda. She's also the voice of Jimmy Neutron's mom. So she's actually a bigger person. There's been some bigger people like the Vegas. There's a show for menopause in Vegas. It's the longest running show in Vegas right now. It's affiliated with us, but they just kind of give them the rights to let them do the show. One of them was Cindy Williams, who just died a couple weeks ago. So yeah. So there's been some bigger names that people do this show.
And I had no idea that Cindy Williams was involved in menopause at all.
I didn't
it's,
either.
It's weird how
much
smaller the world gets.
And Jen had said something about, like, this person died, and I was like, oh, okay,
Oh, yeah.
like an actress died. And then they posted in our group chat about how, hey guys, Cindy died, all this stuff, and it never connected to me that they were the same person. I don't know why I'm laughing about that, but
If we didn't laugh, we would cry. Welcome to show business. Yeah, he took a week off to go with us to sell and vend at Transworld. So he took a week off of loading equipment in and out of, a
venue.
hall to
loaded
to
equipment.
load to ride up there in a 15-passenger van and load equipment in and out of a trailer.
So fun fact about that, when I first got the Buddy gig, one of the interview questions he asked me was like, do you have any experience like driving or riding in a 15-passenger van? And I was like, yeah, I do. I do it every year to go to St. Louis. So
So every time I have a terrible job for somebody, I think now it's like, well, maybe this is how they're going to get experience to get their next reel.
Questions, you can always, if you know me, reach out to me. I can help. I can reference things like that. If you don't know me, don't be weird, but I mean, I'll still help.
If you don't know me, good.
How do you not know me? Let's be real.
Oh, that's true. So, well, all right, everybody. I told you when I was going to do this channel that it was going to be a train wreck from one end to the other, but at the same time, I get asked a lot from people who don't work in entertainment professionally, what do I have to do to work in entertainment professionally? And you just got to find your way in, weasel your way in, say yes, figure it out after you get there, and always deliver.
And also, the best advice I can give to anybody that wants to do this professionally and things is always, even if it's your worst day ever, be a team player. Be somebody that somebody wants to work with. Come in with a positive attitude and things, because that kind of stuff really affects a job and affects a whole crew when you're basically living with these people for months on end. Different things. We understand sometimes you need you time and things like that, but be somebody that people want to be around, because word of mouth and knowing people in this industry is actually a really big thing that you don't think about. I've already been back to theaters that I was with Buddy, and all of them remembered me from Buddy and was like, oh, it's going to be a great day. So just things like that. It really is about who you know sometimes.
Yeah, very much so. Well, all right, everybody. Enjoy. Take care.